Hey everybody, I'm Steve Lambard with Contract Office Reps at Southern California. I'm the local area rep for 9 to 5 seating, and today I'm going to show you how to swap out one of these things. Yep, we've all had this issue before. You're sitting in your chair, typing up a nice professional email to your boss or to a potential customer, and your chair just slowly starts to sink. This here is a chair cylinder, and they're pretty easy to swap out. They can throw you for a little bit of a challenge every now and then, depending on how difficult it is to get out, but I'm going to show you a quick and easy way. Let's get started. Okay, there are going to be two tools that you're going to need. The first one is a hammer. That's going to allow you to pop off the base from the cylinder. The second is going to be a pipe wrench. Now, the pipe wrench isn't completely necessary. However, for cylinders that are a little bit more difficult and a challenge to remove, you're definitely going to want to have a pipe wrench handy. Okay, but I'm going to show you two ways, one with the hammer and one with the pipe wrench. First things first, let's take the chair and let's flip it over so the base is pointing upwards. What I like to do is just kind of grab the chair by the back side of the backrest and flip over. Now, if you're doing this in the garage, you may want to put like a carpet down or a blanket, something just to protect the arm pads. Now grab your trusty hammer and you're going to whack right here on the edge outer ring of the current cylinder that's in the chair. Okay, you don't want to hit dead center because you don't want to pop off this clip. You want to just hit around this ring right here, so kind of on the edge. At the same time, grab one of the base's legs, lift up on the chair just to create some tension so it's wanting to go this way, and then you're going to whack at the exact same time. And as you can see, the base pops right off. Now you want to give a good solid whack to remove that base. Remember, the base and the cylinder are all seated by weight. So if you're on the heavier side and you've been sitting in the chairs for years, it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge to get that base off. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there's two tools you might want to have on hand, but you can easily swap out a cylinder with just a regular standard hammer that everyone has laying around the house. Now, if your chair is really old, I do highly recommend the pipe wrench. It's going to make your life a lot easier. However, if your chair is only maybe a couple, 3-4 years old, then a hammer will probably just do the trick. But let me show you exactly where you need to hit on the mechanism in order to pop this thing loose. So as you see right here, this is where the cylinder seeds into the mechanism. You want to try to hit that hammer as close as you can to that seed point while holding the cylinder. Let me show you. Hold up so there's a little bit of weight, and then give it a good whack right on the edge of the mechanism. And as you see, pops right out. Now, if you have a cylinder that's really giving you some trouble, you're definitely going to want to invest in a pipe wrench, as you see here. Now, a pipe wrench, you're going to want to place it not on the mechanism, but actually on the cylinder shaft and as close as you can to the mech. That's going to break that bond loose where the cylinder connects to the mechanism. Sometimes that little area can rust, and it just causes the metal to kind of seize and lock in there. And a pipe wrench is really good at kind of breaking that bond. So you're just going to put the teeth right on there and then crank downward. Once you do that, the cylinder should pop loose. Again, if it's really, really sticky, you can lock on the teeth and you can actually kick this to get a little bit more leverage. You want to kick right on the edge of the handle right here, and that should jar this loose enough and break that bond between the cylinder shaft and the mechanism. If the pipe wrench isn't really working, I do recommend putting in some lubricant right in this area here. That'll help break up that bond and that rust that's built up over time. Let it sit for a while, and it should help pry loose whenever you get that pipe wrench on there and crank down. You can use WD-40. There's some silicone-based lubes out there, but anything that you can pick up at like a hardware store, and most people have, a lubricant somewhere around the house. So now that you pried off your old, rusty, non-functioning cylinder, I'm going to insert the new one. So again, everything is seated by weight. So slide the cylinder in, grab your base, slide that on, and now flip the chair right over. Sit in the chair, give it a good little bounce so everything seeds in nice and tight, and also depress the up-down paddle that raises and lowers the chair. That will allow the cylinder to seed in just a little bit more. Now that you have your new cylinder inside your chair, you definitely want to try to prolong the life of this. What a lot of people do when they buy a new office chair is they pretty much set the height and then they just forget about it. You definitely want to lubricate all the inner workings and the seals that are inside here, and it's really simple. All you do is about once a week is just adjust the height of your chair. That'll ensure that the seals that are inside the cylinder stay lubricated properly, and it'll extend the life of this cylinder so you're not having to swap them out every 2 to 3 years. One other point to make about cylinders is these aren't necessarily standard. I highly recommend contacting the manufacturer of your actual chair that you're sitting in. They're going to be the best suited to help you get a replacement part for your chair cylinder. Keep in mind that this diameter of this outer shaft is completely designed for the base of your chair. Also, this inner shaft is designed specifically to seed well with the mechanism that is on your chair. So you don't want to just go out and buy any type of chair cylinder that's out there. You want to stick to the OEM original parts. It's going to ensure that your chair lasts just a little bit longer. If you have any questions about replacing your chair cylinder, feel free to comment below, or you can reach out to us at our website at Contract Office Reps of Southern California. Thank you.